RidgeTop Survival. Today I threw together another little supplementary fire kit. I just wanted to walk you guys through it and show you what I included in it, what the purpose of this kit is, and why I chose each individual item. So if you don't care, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And at the end of this video, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button, comment, let us know how we could do better. But stay tuned. The first step to any good fire kit is a solid waterproof container. You really need to start with what you want to put in the fire kit and what your fire kit's purpose is going to be. That way you know how big of a container you need. Sometimes a little Ziploc will be fine. But I chose this because I wanted something serious and something that's going to supplement my fire kit that's already in my kits. This I put together for my winter bag. I'm gonna try a little new system of when winter comes around, I'm not going to take anything out of my kit and add things to it. I'm just going to take a smaller secondary bag and toss it in with my primary kits. And this will be in that secondary kit because in winter, in harsh conditions, a solid fire kit is one of the most important things next to shelter and weather appropriate clothing. You can't go wrong with an extra fire kit. You just can't. So let's go ahead and dive into what all's in this kit, and I'll be back. I'm just going to take these items out of here one at a time and let you get a good look at everything. When you open the top, you're going to have a really big bundle of jute twine. You can start many fires with this jute twine under ideal conditions. If things are wet, you might use a little more, or you might turn to something else in this kit. But the first item is jute twine, and plenty of it. Next, I've got an old matchbox out of an MRE and an old napkin out of an MRE, just taped together. This is just something I had laying around. Figured I'd put it in a system at some point somewhere. So this is where it's going to be resting from now on. Next up, I have 2 tea light candles. And I run these only in my winter kits because if you throw a kit together for the summer and toss it in your trunk, these tea light candles are going to melt long before you ever use them. Next up, I've got a pencil sharpener. You can stick big and small sticks into it. My thought process behind this is that during the winter, things might be wet, things might be frozen, but you stick a wet stick into that and you're going to get to that dry interior. It's like if you don't have time to baton, or you're with somebody who doesn't know how to baton, or you don't have your hatchet, whatever the case may be, you've got a way to get to the inside of that wet wood. Next, I've got 2 wet fires because these will burn long enough for you to boil your water. If it's the winter time and you've got snow on the ground and you can't get to anything dry, but you need to boil some water, or you need just a little bit of warmth, you can light that, package and all, and then you can boil your water. You can put your hands nice and close to it and get warmed up. Whatever the case may be, it's there. It burns extremely hot, and it burns really well. That's all for the tinder, theoretically, but then we move on to a Light My Fire ferro rod. I've taken the original lanyard off of it and put on fire cord, and this is a good bit of fire cord. So you've got waxed twine all throughout this. And I've got it knotted off like this. That way I can cut this piece off, and then I can cut down between the knots and still have a lanyard, but also use the tinder. Now the next item in this kit is going to be a Bic lighter. And I run a zip tie around here. That way the fuel doesn't just leak out. It does a pretty decent job, but if you really tried, I mean, I'm sure if you push it up against something and close your box up, then it's probably going to leak out fuel. Last but not least, I've got a book of matches from UCO. These are the waterproof matches, not the stormproof matches, not any of the fancy stuff. 2 strikers on the box. What I do is I'll buy a bundle of matches, and then I'll take 2 boxes, and then I'll overstuff one and stick it in to the other. That way you've got more than the 40 matches they say, because there's no reason to have extra space in a fire kit. I mean, you need to utilize every inch you can, because if you're using these things, you don't know how many matches you're going to need. So right here for flame sources, we've got 40 matches. We've got well over 40 matches. You've got a Bic lighter. You've got some more cheap matches that aren't really as reliable as these are going to be. And then there's a Light My Fire ferro rod that I would trust my life on. You can take this ferro rod and this jute twine, this napkin, this wet fire, or the fire cord, and it's going to catch. Now the tea light candle, you're probably going to have a harder time with it. I don't know that there's a way you can light a tea light candle with a ferro rod. I haven't tried it. But that's where the lighter comes into play. And with the lighter, you can light any of the above and the tea light candle and the duct tape that's wrapped around the handle. So you've got options. I think this is a really good all-inclusive kit. If you think I'm missing something, or you think there's something I should add to this, drop a comment and let us know. We can't improve unless you share your knowledge with us, just like we're trying to do with you. But this has been another episode of RidgeTop Survival. I'm Coyote, and I'm out.